Welcome to this session for the Unit 10. We have in this unit two topics. The name of this unit is Have You Ever Been There? And in this unit we are seeing two topics: describe recent activities, and number two, describe experiences from the recent and distant past. In this unit, the objective is you can describe recent activities and experiences from the recent and distant past. By the end of Grammar 1, you can be able to describe recent activities using the present perfect already and yet. By the end of the Grammar 2, you will be able to describe experiences from the recent and distant past using the present perfect, simple past, for, and since. In the vocabulary part 1, you have, for example, those are 5 concepts or meanings: theme park, space centers, an expression like I can't wait to, take it easy, my feet are killing me. And those are expressions are not polite, are informal, okay, colloquial. And well, about the explanation of the present perfect, you have here some examples. The first one examples talk to you about the one movie that you are that you have seen no one time or two, so you have seen that movie many times, okay, but it's not a specific the times that you have seen that movie, okay. And for this expression you can use the auxiliary have and the verb in the past participle. That is the present perfect. For example, in the other one, you can read he has been to Morocco, okay? And it example talk to you about a place that you or he or she has been there once or two or more times, okay. For the next one, it says I think I have met him once before, and it talks to you about to someone that you know or that you met in party, in a place that you know, to someone, okay, to someone that you know, that you knew, or that you met once before. The next one talk to you. There have been many earthquakes in California, about the events in a place, okay. And the next one talk to you about the people have traveled to the moon. No one time, no two, so 1, 2 or more times in the life, okay, in the history. And the last one talk to you. She has had a call for 2 weeks about the event, so it happened to someone for a long time ago, and it is happening in this moment either. Ok, vamos a ver la explicación del presente perfecto y te muestro aquí unos ejemplos de cómo se maneja el have seen, el has been. En primer lugar, tienes que usar el have o el has, según sea el caso. ¿Por qué? Porque tú tienes pronombres que los vas a tener que usar y los vas a tener que acomodar. You have, for example, the pronoun I, you, we, and they, and you must use the pronoun, the auxiliary have. And if you have the pronoun he, she, it, so you must use the auxiliary has. It's the same, but it writes different. Okay? And when you use the auxiliary have or has, you have here the form you use the past participle, the verb after the auxiliary in past participle. For example, she has had a cold for 2 weeks. Had is the past participle, of have, okay? Is the past participle of have. Por ejemplo, aquí tienes el had, pero el had es el verbo en pasado participio del verbo que es en el presente, en su estado regular, es have. ¿Ok? Si te fijas, tú usas el pronombre she, por lo tanto, al usar el auxiliar has, porque el pronombre es she, tienes que usar ahora el pasado participio, por ejemplo, para decir ella ha tenido gripa por 2 semanas. Tú usas el pronombre, el auxiliar, dependiendo del pronombre, y luego usas el verbo en pasado participio. She has had a cold for 2 weeks. Si tú lo quisieras decir, no que ella, sino que yo o tú has tenido, por ejemplo, vamos a decir que yo he tenido, pondrías I have had. ¿Por qué? Porque es el pasado participio. Este es el pasado participio de have. ¿Ok? I had had a cold for 2 weeks. Okay, next, transparency. Unspecified time before now is the use number 1 of the past participle. Okay, you in the line of the time, the past participle, the position of the past participle is here between the present and the past and the long past. Okay. Para poder ubicarnos en la línea del tiempo, el pasado participio lo podríamos poner entre casi el presente y un poquito más alejado del presente, pero no tan alejado. Well, we use the present perfect to say that an action happened at a specified time before now. The exact time is not important. You cannot use the present perfect with a specific time. Expressions such as yesterday, 1 year ago, last week, when I was a child, when I lived in Japan, at the moment, that day, one day, etc. But you can use the present perfect, okay, the present perfect with unspecific expressions such as ever, never, once, many times, several times, before, so far, already, yet, etc. No puedes usarlo para expresiones como ayer, bueno, yesterday, one year ago, last week, etc. Pero sí lo puedes usar para expresiones como ever, never, once, many times, several times, before, so far, already, yet, y otros. Next, transparency. You have here examples of events that happened at an unspecified time before now. For example, number 1, I have seen that movie 20 times. I think I have met him once before. People have not traveled to Mars. Have you read the book yet? Nobody has ever climbed that mountain. Has there ever been a war in the United States? Or, yes, there has been a war in the United States. ¿Okay? Tienes aquí ejemplos de eventos que ya se han realizado, que ya han sucedido en tiempo no específico, o sea que no te lo está especificando en este momento o justo ahora. Por ejemplo, I have seen that movie 20 times. Yo he visto esa película 20 veces. Y quizá no la has visto 20 veces, pero es una manera de decir que ya son muchas las ocasiones en que la has visto. Entonces tú usas la expresión I have seen that movie 20 times. But what happens if I want to say I have seen that movie 20 times in the pronoun of she? ¿Qué pasa si yo quiero decir lo mismo, pero refiriéndome a que a ella las ha visto? I can write she has seen that movie 20 times. Look, just change the auxiliary. Why? It changed when, it changed when I changed the pronoun. The auxiliary depends of the pronoun. Vamos a cambiar el auxiliar dependiendo del pronombre, ¿ok? For example, I think I have met him once before. Pienso que ya lo he conocido a él alguna vez antes. Pienso que ya lo conocí alguna vez antes. ¿Cómo quedaría si yo lo dijera que ella piensa que ella ha conocido a él alguna vez antes? She thinks she has met him once before. Okay? Now, next one. People. What pronoun that is? People is they, okay? They. People have not traveled to Mars. Las personas no han viajado a Marte. For example, in this case, I want to say him. He has not. He has not traveled. He has not traveled to Mars. Él no ha viajado a Marte. Have you read the book yet? Am I pronunciation read? ¿Por qué yo estoy pronunciando read y no read? Remember, when you have a verb in past participle, the verb is in past. So remember the pronunciation about the verb, the irregular verb, ¿ok? Acuérdate del verbo irregular que en este caso es read en presente. Acuérdate que en pasado se pronuncia, se escribe igual que en presente, pero se pronuncia diferente. En presente se pronuncia read, en pasado se pronuncia read. Have you read the book yet? ¿Has leído ese libro ya? For example, if I want to change the pronoun you for he, the question could be, oh my gosh, the question could be have or has, okay? Has he read the book yet? ¿Él ha leído el libro ya? Okay. So, next one. Nobody has ever climbed a mountain. Nadie ha escalado esa montaña. Next one. Has there ever been a war in the United States? And look at this. The question begins with the auxiliary has. Okay? Has there ever been a war in the United States? ¿Ha alguna vez habido una guerra en Estados Unidos? Yes, there has been a war in the United States. Sí, ha habido una guerra en Estados Unidos, al menos una guerra, ¿verdad? En Estados Unidos. Yes, there has been a war in the United States. So, how do you actually use the present perfect? The concept of unspecified time can be very confusing to English learners. It is best to associate present perfect with the following topics. Topic 1. Experience. You can use the present perfect to describe your experience. It is like saying, I have the experience of. You can also use this tense to say that you have never had a certain experience. The present perfect is not used to describe a specific situation, okay? Examples or a specific story. Examples. I have been to France. This sentence means that you have had in the experience of being in France. Maybe you have been there once or several times. Okay, I need to back to this transparency, okay? So in this case, the topic 1 talk to you about the present perfect that described an experience, okay? Te van a describir una experiencia. Es como si tú dijeras, yo he tenido la experiencia de estar aquí, yo he tenido la experiencia de manejar un carro volador, yo he tenido la experiencia de viajar en jet. Ok, tú puedes incluso decir algo que nunca, nunca has tenido la experiencia con certeza, ¿verdad? El presente perfecto no es usado para describir específicas historias o historias en específico. Por ejemplo, y te dice aquí, I have been to France. Yo he ido o estado en Francia. En esta oración, el significado de haber tenido esa experiencia, de haber estado en Francia, Puede ser que tú hayas estado ahí una o dos o muchas veces. Next example. I have been to France 3 times. Si tú te fijas, aquí ya es específico. Te dice la cantidad de veces que ha estado en Francia. Y dice, yo he estado en Francia 3 veces. You can add the number of times at the end of the sentence. Esto es muy importante. Tú no puedes agregar los tiempos entre la oración. Los tienes que agregar al final. At the end of the sentence. I have been to France 3 times. I have never been to France. In this sentence means that you have not had the experience of going to France. En esta oración tú explicas que no tienes la experiencia de haber ido a Francia. Next one. I think I have seen that movie before. Yo creo que ya he visto esa película antes. Next one. He has never traveled by train. Él nunca ha viajado por tren. Ni una sola vez, o sea, no ha tenido la experiencia de haberse subido siquiera al tren. Joan has studied 2 foreign languages. Joan ha estudiado 2 lenguas extranjeras. Letter A. Have you ever met him? ¿Tú lo has conocido a él? ¿Alguna vez, verdad? Have you ever met him? ¿Lo has conocido a él? Y la respuesta dice no. The answer says no, I have not met him. No, no lo he conocido. No tengo ni la más menor idea, ¿verdad?, de quién es. Topic 2. Change over time. We often use the present perfect to talk about change that has happened over a period of time. Frecuentemente usamos el presente perfecto para hablar acerca de cambios que han sucedido en cierto periodo del tiempo. Examples. You have grown since that the last time I saw you. Has crecido desde la última vez que te vi. The government has become more interested in arts education. El gobernador ha llegado a estar más interesado en la educación artística. Japanese has become one of the most popular courses at the university since the Asian Studies program was established. El japonés ha llegado a ser uno de los cursos más populares en la universidad desde que fue establecido el programa de estudios de Asia, o desde que fue establecido el programa de asiático, de estudios asiáticos. My English has really improved since I moved to Australia. Mi inglés realmente ha mejorado desde que me mudé a Australia. Topic 3. Accomplishment. We often use the present perfect to list the accomplishment of individuals and humanity. You cannot mention a specific time. Examples. Man has walked on the moon. El topic 3 habla acerca de lo que se le agrega o los acompañamientos que son frecuentemente usados en el presente perfecto para enlistar o hacer una lista de cosas individuales o de humanidad. Por ejemplo, pero en este caso no puedes hacer menciones de tiempo específicas, ¿ok? Tiene que ser también no específicas. Por ejemplo, en la primera dice, el hombre ha caminado en la luna, pero no te dice cuándo, no te dice en qué ocasión, solamente habla de que el hombre ha caminado en la luna. Man has walked on the moon. Our son has learned how to read. How to read. Nuestro hijo ha aprendido cómo leer. Aquí sería read en presente. ¿Okay? Our son has learned how to read. Nuestro hijo ha aprendido cómo leer o a leer. Doctors have cured many deadly diseases. Los doctores han curado muchas enfermedades mortales. Scientists have split the atom. Los científicos han dividido el átomo. O sea, no especifican en qué momento de la historia o del tiempo de la humanidad esto ha sucedido, pero ha sucedido o ha llegado a pasar. Topic 4. An uncompleted action you are expecting. We often use the present perfect to say that an action which we expected has not happened. Using the present perfect suggests that we are still waiting for the action to happen. Examples. Number 1. Well, first in Spanish. Nosotros frecuentemente usamos el presente perfecto para decir que hay una acción la cual estuvimos esperando, ¿verdad? Que no llegara a pasar, o que no ha pasado, más bien, que estuvimos esperando y no ha pasado. Usando el presente perfecto o las sugerencias del presente perfecto, que en donde nosotros estamos esperando que esa acción pues ya finalmente suceda, ¿verdad? Por ejemplo, number 1, James. James has not finished his homework yet. Jaime no ha finalizado o no ha terminado su tarea todavía o no ha terminado su tarea aún. Susan hasn't mastered Japanese, but she can communicate. Susana no ha dominado. No ha dominado el japonés, pero ella pues se puede comunicar y está esperando, ¿verdad? Pues mejorarlo o dominarlo, pero aún no ha sucedido. Next, transparency. Bill, here. Bill has still not arrived. Look at this. Okay, look at this. Has not finished, hasn't mastered, and look at the use of the yet at the final of the sentence. En este caso usó el has not finished, negó, ¿ok? Usó el presente perfecto, el verbo del presente perfecto, del pasado perfecto, aquí se ve, y el yet lo usó hasta el final. Look at this. Has not is contracted. El hasn't está contraído. Es el mismo has not, pero está contraído. Hasn't mastered, but she can communicate, okay? Now, next one. Bill has still not arrived. Bill aún no ha llegado. The rain hasn't stopped. Okay? Bill no ha llegado, Bill aún no ha llegado y la lluvia no ha parado. Topic 5. Multiple actions at different times. We also use the present perfect to talk about several different actions which have occurred in the past at different times. Present perfect suggests that process is not complete and more actions are possible. Nosotros en el tópico 5 de las acciones de múltiples y diferentes tiempos del presente perfecto, podemos usar el presente perfecto para hablar de acciones, de muchas acciones las cuales han ocurrido en el pasado y en diferentes tiempos. Sugiere este presente perfecto el proceso que no se ha completado y que hay más acciones que pueden ser posibles que sigan sucediendo. Examples: the army has attacked that city 5 times. La armada ha atacado, has attacked, because the army is a thing. It has attacked that city 5 times. That, remember that the times is at the final of the sentence. I have had 4 quizzes and 5 tests so far this semester. I have had 4 quizzes and 5 tests so far this semester. Okay? Te está explicando que ha tenido 4 pruebas rápidas y 5 exámenes a lo largo, so far, a lo largo de este semestre. We have had many major problems while working on this project. Nosotros hemos tenido problemas grandes a lo largo, en todo lo que hemos en todo lo que hemos trabajado en este proyecto. She has talked to several specialists about her problem, but nobody knows why she's sick. Ella ha hablado con muchos especialistas acerca de su problema, pero ninguno sabe por qué está enferma. Well, the time expression with the present perfect. When we use the present perfect, it means that something has happened at some point in our lives before now. Remember, the exact time the action happened is not important, okay? In the present perfect, the time is not important. Just important is because this action happened in the past, in the middle, in the present and past, okay? Sometimes we want to limit the time we are looking for an experience. We can do this with expressions such as in the last week, in the last year, this week, this month, so far, up to now, etc. Examples: have you been to Mexico in the last year? Have you been to Mexico in the last year? Or, for example, has she been to Mexico in the last week? In the last week? Has she been to Mexico in the last week? Okay. I have seen that movie 6 times. I have seen that movie 6 times in the last month. Okay. So you can write to he has seen that movie 4 times in this week. Oh my gosh. In this week. Okay. Well, next one. They have had 3 tests in the last week. So you can change the pronouns to make other sentence and practice, okay? She graduated from university less than 3 years ago. She has worked for 3 different companies so far. My car has broken down 3 times this week. Okay, now pay attention here. Notice last year and the last year are very different in meaning. Okay? Son diferentes, decir, el año pasado que en el año pasado. Son muy diferentes en el significado. Last year means the year before now. El año pasado significa que es completamente el año pasado. And it is considered a specific time which requires simple past. In the last year means from 30, 65 days ago until now. It is not considered a specific time, so it requires present perfect. Decir en el año pasado significa el año antes que ahora. Esto se ha considerado o es considerado como el tiempo específico que requiere el pasado simple, que no es lo mismo que el presente perfecto. ¿Okay? Por ejemplo, en el año pasado significa que de los 365 días a partir de hoy hacia atrás, eso es en el año pasado, in the last year, ¿ok? Y eso no es considerado como un tiempo específico, por eso sí se requiere el presente perfecto cuando tú dices in the last year y no cuando dices last year, ¿ok? Por ejemplo, yo puedo decir, pues en el año pasado, o sea, en algún momento del año pasado yo fui, o sea, puede ser, no sé, del 31 de diciembre, ¿verdad? Del 2019, pues no sé, por ahí, pues en algún momento del 2019. Y si yo digo, no, sí, el año pasado me sucedió eso, es muy diferente del simple past que del presente perfecto. ¿Ok? In the last year, you use the present perfect. Examples. I went to Mexico. I went to Mexico last year. Yo fui a México el año pasado. No uso entonces el presente perfecto. Uso para esto el pasado simple. I went to Mexico last year. Okay? And the other example says, I went to Mexico in the calendar year before this one. Yo fui a México en el año de calendario antes que este. En el año del calendario antes que este. Bueno, en el año calendárico antes que este. O, por ejemplo, I have been to Mexico in the last year. Yo he estado en México pues en el año pasado. I have been to Mexico at least once at some point between 36 days ago and now. Yo he estado en México al menos alguna vez en algún punto entre 365 días a partir de ahora. O sea, pudo haber sido en enero, en febrero, pero no me acuerdo bien, a lo mejor fue en diciembre, ¿verdad? Pero pues es en el año pasado, in the last year. Use to, duration from the past until now. Non-continuous verbs, okay? Well, with non-continuous verbs and non-continuous uses of mixed verbs, we use the present perfect to show that something started in the past and has continued up until now. For 5 minutes, for 2 weeks, and since Tuesday. And it's that expression that are important. Are alterations which can be used with the present perfect. Examples. Bueno, primero, con los verbos no continuos y los usos no continuos de los verbos mixtos, nosotros podemos usar el presente perfecto para demostrar que hay algo que comenzó en el pasado y que ha continuado hasta ahora, hasta los últimos 5 minutos o por las últimas 2 semanas o a partir del martes pasado. Y todas las duraciones pueden ser usadas con el presente perfecto. Examples: I have had a cold for 2 weeks. Yo he tenido gripa por 2 semanas y no, pues todavía la tengo, ¿verdad? I have had a cold for 2 weeks. Porque no quiero, con esta expresión no estoy diciendo que ya se me terminó, sino que la he tenido desde hace 2 semanas que me comenzó. O sea, hace 2 semanas puede haber sido poco menos de 14 días, ¿verdad? Para acá, pero no estoy diciendo 14 días, estoy diciendo 2 semanas. Entonces, puede haber sido que hace 13 días que la tengo, pero yo lo redondeo y digo 2 semanas. I have had a cold for 2 weeks. O, por ejemplo, she has been in England for 6 months. Ella ha estado en Inglaterra por 6 meses. Pero pues a lo mejor pueden ser incluso 5 meses y 28 días. O sea, todavía no cumple los 6 meses, pero yo lo redondeo porque es más o menos la cantidad. ¿Ok? She has been in England for 6 months. And I add the time at the final of the sentence. Remember that. Mary has loved chocolate since she was a little girl. Mary ha amado el chocolate desde que ella era niña, desde she was a little girl, desde que ella era una niña, una niña. Although the above use, the present perfect is normally limited to non-continuous verbs and non-continuous uses of mixed verbs. The words live, work, teach, and study are sometimes used in this way, even though they are not non-continuous verbs. Incluso acerca del uso del presente perfecto que es limitado, que es normalmente limitado con los verbos no continuos y los usos de los verbos mixtos no continuos. Las palabras live, work, teach y study son algunas veces usadas en este caso eh, para los verbos que no son continuos. Por ejemplo, en este caso, el decir Mari ha amado o le ha encantado el chocolate, ha amado el chocolate desde que ella era una niña, ¿ok? Next one, adverb placement. The examples below show the placement for grammar verbs such as always, only, never, ever, still, just, etc. Well, where can I put these words in my sentence? Okay, always, only, never, ever, still, just, etc. Okay, examples: you have only, you have only seen that movie one time. Okay, I put or I write the adverb placement after the auxiliary. First, I write the pronoun you, for example, you. Next, I write the auxiliary have, and then after the auxiliary have, I write the adverb placement. In this case, you have only, and next the verb in past participle. Seen that movie one time. Okay, so look at the other examples. You have only seen that movie one time? And in this case, you have a question, and you begins with the auxiliary have, and then you write the pronoun have you, and then the pronoun you write the adverb or placement. The verb placement only, and then of the verb you write the verb in past participle, seen, and the complement, ¿ok? Bueno, fíjate bien, aquí tienes la oración y dice, ¿tú has solamente visto esa película una vez? ¿Ok? Tú vas a escribir primero el pronombre. Cuando es una oración, vas a escribir primero el pronombre y luego el auxiliar y luego el adverbio de lugar y luego el pasado participio, el verbo en pasado participio y luego el complemento. Si tú quieres escribir una pregunta o te piden cambiarla a pregunta, ahora cambia la oración a pregunta. Recuerda que tú empiezas la pregunta, siempre la vas a empezar con tu auxiliar. En este caso el auxiliar es have, pero también puede ser has, ¿ok? ¿Por qué? Porque todo depende del pronombre que estemos usando. Have you only seen y luego todo el complemento. Next, transparency. You have here a frame of past continuous, ¿ok? Tú tienes aquí un cuadro de cómo se maneja el pasado continuo. Es muy diferente. Yo te pido solamente que lo veas, lo observes y no los vayas a confundir, por favor. Acuérdate que es muy diferente el pasado continuo que el pasado participio. I was running, I wasn't running, was I running. Esto es pasado continuo que sigue sucediendo o que se sigue manifestando. Yo estaba corriendo, yo estuve corriendo, yo no estuve corriendo, yo no estaba corriendo, estaba yo corriendo, estuve yo corriendo, ¿ok? Es muy diferente el pasado continuo que el presente perfecto simple o que el pasado participio. Okay? For example, you have here another frame, and in this case, the frame is of the present perfect simple. Affirmative, negative, and interrogative forms. For example, in affirmative form, you have the example, I have gone. I have gone. And look at this, you have the pronoun, the auxiliary for the pronoun, and the verb in past participle. And look at the others examples. Different, just for she, he, and it. Has, and the other are similars. Have, and it doesn't change, okay? The verb doesn't change. And now, look at the negative form, okay? And in interrogative form too. Now, next one. Okay. So you have here the IC5 of your book, and check, please, the introduction for this unit. It doesn't work, I think. Okay, now in this unit you can answer for the description that I said you gave you the introduction of this unit. The number one is the snapshot form for everyone around Orlando, and you have the pictures and the vocabulary that I gave you. Go to a theme park, go dancing, visit the space centers, eat Cuban food, and see an alligator. Which activities have you done? ¿Cuáles actividades has hecho? Have you done? Okay. Now check the activities you would like to try. Checa, señala las actividades que te gustaría tratar de conocer o hacer. Where can you do this or similar activities in your country? ¿Dónde puedes tú hacer algunas de estas actividades o similar a estas en tu ciudad o en tu localidad? Now, number 2, look at this. Conversation. My feet are killing me. Look at this. It belongs to the vocabulary too, okay? It's not polite, it's an expression informal, okay? Now, listen the conversation.
Unit 10. Have you ever been there? Page 64. Exercise 2. Conversation. My feet are killing me. Part A. Listen and practice.
It's great to see you again, Carlos. Have you been in Orlando long?
You too, Erin. I've been here for about a week.
I can't wait to show you the city. Have you been to the theme parks yet?
Yeah, I've already been to 3. The lines were so long.
Okay. Well, how about shopping? I know a great store.
Well, I've already been to so many stores. I can't buy any more clothes.
I know what. I bet you haven't visited the Kennedy Space Center. It's an hour away.
Actually, I've already been to the Space Center and met an astronaut.
Wow, you've done a lot. Well, is there anything you want to do?
You know, I really just want to take it easy today. My feet are killing me.
Okay, you can repeat the audio the times that you need. Okay. Now listen to the rest of the conversation. What do they plan to do tomorrow?
Page 64. Exercise 2. Part B. Listen to the rest of the conversation. What do they plan to do tomorrow?
Thanks, Erin. We can plan something for tomorrow.
Great. Have you been to a Cuban restaurant yet?
No, I haven't. But I've heard Cuban food is delicious. Let's have lunch at a Cuban restaurant tomorrow.
Good idea. I know a great little place on Orange Blossom Trail.
Cool. Maybe in the evening we can go listen to some jazz. Do you know a good club?
Sure, I've been to several. We can go to Casey's on Central. I've been there a couple of times. It's really good.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Okay. Now next. And for the next, you have the grammar focus and we need to stop here. And in the workbook, you please work on the first, I think it's the first or the first and second page of this part. I think it's the page 55 and the page 56 too. Okay, until the exercise number 3. Well, we see you the next video. Thank you.